Hello, everyone. It's Jeff Bessa doing a video. I haven't done one of these in a while, but analyzing this year's Travers. It's a good field. It's not a great field, but it is an interesting field. And it's interesting because of Torpedo Anna, which we'll talk about here in detail. But it's a good field. I think it's my third favorite race of the year behind the Derby and behind the Breeders' Cup. And I think the racing quality is fantastic. Later this week, I'm going to put out a suggested pick five play, all stakes pick five. So I'll put that out. But let's get into this Travers. We're going to start off with the weather, then the past performances, and then the chart. The weather. You can see here, Saturday, 80 degrees high. Starts off a little cooler in the morning, sunny. Chance of rain today. Then the weather's just going to get better and better. I think we're going to get fair racing and just a phenomenal day. All right, let's talk about the past performances. We're going to go through each horse individually. First, Torpedo Anna. I'm going to tell the story. $40,000 yearling. This is, very a fantastic home run purchase, and makes you want to root for the filly here. Great connections with McPeak, Hernandez, the owners, and the horse is just flat out brilliant. 6 for 7 lifetime, almost $2 million in earnings. Little weak on the sire side, going a distance of ground with Fast Anna at 6.3 furlong average distance, but the dam side has been strong, and I think this horse will run her race going 10 furlongs, even though it's her first time doing that. With that said, she's probably going to go off as the favorite. And even if there was only 4 horses in this race, Torpedo Anna, Sierra Leone, Dornock, and Fierceness, wouldn't you want at least 3-1? You're not going to get it on the win pool. Maybe you'll do a little better in the exotics, exactas, or doubles. But the win pool, she's going to be an underlay. I think she might go favored. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is how fast she is. I'm going to look at a few things. First of all, the Kentucky Derby. Now, that was on a sloppy track, but she came home in 13.2. And if she ran the next eighth of a mile in 13.2, that puts her at over 204 for the mile and a quarter, which would have lost. You see here, Mystic Dan beat Sierra Leone by a nose, going 203-1. Then in the Acorn, she ran really impressively. That track was very fast. Chad Brown was complaining about that. Didn't think it was a fair track for Sierra Leone in the Belmont. But she went 135 to 149, and that's 13.3. Again, you add 13.3 to her next furlong, and she finishes in 2:02.3, which loses by a full second to Dornock in the Belmont. And then finally, this is a week before the Jim Dandy, so, a little bit different surface. And she had a bad start in this race, but she finished in 13.2. Maybe she wasn't run very hard, but she finished in 13.2. Whereas Sierra Leone and Fierceness a week later finished much faster in 149. Okay? And they finished in 13 seconds after going a mile in 136. So bottom line, I think Torpedo Anna is a great story and a great filly. I think when the serious running starts to happen, she won't be as strong in the stretch. And she's definitely an underlay in the win pool. All right, Sierra Leone. This horse hasn't won since the Bluegrass, but probably should have won that Kentucky Derby. By the way, this is a $2.3 million purchase at a Gunrunner. Very different than Torpedo Anna. Then, when ran at the Belmont, again, was complaining that the track was too fast, wasn't fair for closers. I agree. I think the track was favoring speed that day. But then the horse ran a really good race in the Jim Dandy, losing by only a length of Fierceness. And you got to believe that if they went another eighth of a mile, Sierra Leone catches Fierceness. Okay. And this race is going to be a little harder on Fierceness up front early. So maybe Sierra Leone finally gets back into the winner's circle here. Um, at 7-2 is probably the best win bet. We'll look at the chart later. But this is a very good horse going 10 furlongs. And I think this horse is probably the best threat to win. Unmatched Wisdom, $450,000 Cairo Prince, 2-year-old. Then they were very patient with him, sat him for over a year, comes back May 10th, a week after the Derby, and breaks his maiden impressively. And then has 2 more wins, most recently in the Curlin Stakes. But if you look at that 19th of July, approximately same as Torpedo Anna in 20th July, 137.2, 137.2, 153, 154. Very similar, except Unmatched Wisdom could improve. This was only his 4th lifetime start. Will he improve enough to compete with Sierra Leone? I don't think so. And I don't think Chad does either, but Chad is giving the horse a shot, and the horse will be prominent early, making sure Dornick and Fierceness are setting a legitimate pace. And Pratt is jumping off to stay on Sierra Leone. Irad obviously is great getting on board. You got great connections here. But I think this horse will improve, might even hit the trifecta, but won't beat Sierra Leone. Corporate Power. This horse has raced 5 times, lost to Unmatched Wisdom, and probably isn't eligible to improve quite as much here. So I think this horse is definitely not as good as Unmatched Wisdom on Travers Day, and I'm going to play this horse to not hit the board at all, not hit the super. Batten Down, really slow to get started, took 4 starts to break his maiden, was really good stepping up and winning the Ohio Derby against much weaker. But then when he went into the Jim Dandy against Fierceness Sierra Leone, he was just 3rd best. Well back of those 2. I don't see any reason to think he'll turn the tables here. So I think this horse finishes out of the trifecta as well. Honor Marie, very nice colt for another $40,000 purchase out of Honor Code. But really is finished well behind Sierra Leone every time he's run against Sierra Leone. He's also a stone closer, just like Sierra Leone, but it's just not as good a one. And I don't see any reason to believe Anna Marie is going to turn the tables on Sierra Leone. I mean, the 20-1 price is good for a battled horse. This horse has a lot of problems. Bump start, jostled hard, had a tough Louisiana Derby as well. I mean, this horse has a lot of excuses. Getting blinkers on here, not particularly a good angle for Beckman. 11%, pretty average for him. He's an 11% trainer. So, I mean, I don't really see any reason to think this horse is going to hit the trifecta. Might take 4th. Maybe you could put this horse at 4th. Now, Dornick is the mystery horse. There's a lot of talk about the Haskell being a poor prep for the Travers, and I agree with that talk. It is a poor prep. Traditionally, the Haskell horses underperform. Haskell winners in particular underperform what their odds would indicate when they move into the Travers, and I think it's because the surfaces are different. However, this horse won at Saratoga, okay? And so is proven over the surface, which reportedly was fast that day, might have helped him. He did win at 17-1. It was a big upset. Then he came back, and on a track he likes, he got a really good ground-saving trip. This horse is game, very, very game. But he's going to face some very tough pressure early from Fierceness. And I think this horse will give it up late, and Fierceness will go by. But this is a very good horse. If you like this horse, I won't talk you off of him. But I think it's asking a lot. This horse is going to face a lot of pace pressure early and be very hard to beat both Fierceness and Sierra Leone. And then finally, Fierceness. This horse is brilliant. I really liked him going to the Kentucky Derby where he flopped. He ran 148-1 in the Florida Derby. That was fast. He ran 141-4 in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. fast. Now, this horse has some questionable races in between, and there's this thought that this horse always fires good, fires bad. I don't know if I agree with that, but one thing I am concerned about is this damn sire, Stay Thirsty, average win distance 6.6. Does the horse really want to go 10 furlongs? Will the horse hold off Sierra Leone, that final eighth of a mile? I don't think so. So the way I'm seeing this race unfold is Fierceness and Dornoch going at it early at a decent tempo. One of those two horses, probably Fierceness, but you can make a case for Dornoch. One of those two horses holding on and taking second. Sierra Leone passing them both by. And then in third, you could get the other one, or you could get Torpedo Anna, or you could get Unmatched Wisdom. All right, now let's take a look at the chart. Well, the chart says Sierra Leone on top with the A+, $8 of value. Fair odds, PFTS odds, fair odds, 5-2. Certainly less than 3-1. We're going to get that. So this is a good win bet and a good horse to key on. We've already talked about the pace. I think this horse is going to come running late and should run by Dornoch and Fierceness. You could play Dornoch and Fierceness over Sierra Leone as well. Both those horses, I think, are the main pace horses, F8, T8. You also got Unmatched Wisdom, a T8. But you can see the Dornoch and Fierceness 103, 101. They're the fastest horses. Now, Torpedo Anna is a T5. This horse probably takes back. I don't think this horse will be on the lead. This private horse will be in the second flight. Take back at a good ground saving trip under Brian Hernandez. We'll try to do some running this stretch. I don't think she's quite fast enough. But Sierra Leone definitely comes down. I think Anna Marie could slug up for a small piece underneath, maybe the small piece of the super. I think Unmatched Wisdom is the interesting horse that could outrun Torpedo Anna late and maybe get into that trifecta. But the chart, clearly shows that Torpedo Anna is going to be an underlay. I have Torpedo Anna at 5.4-1. Certainly not going to get anywhere close to 3-1. I think this horse will go favored. This is the horse that's making this a good race to bet on. So I would definitely be thinking Sierra Leone on top. Exactas, maybe key him on top of Dornoch and Fierceness, or play him underneath Dornoch and Fierceness, but definitely keep Torpedo Anna out of that exacta. And then maybe use Unmatched Wisdom for some value in third. All right, that's how I see the race. Good luck, everybody. Bye-bye.